Okay, you received documentation from the Cherokee Nation about your father and his Indian ancestry. Will you please expound on that?
Okay, as I said, the way I found it was looking for real estate, because both of my parents had allotted land, and even the grandfolks before then. In fact, I'm real proud to say that my grandfather on my father's side, his allotted land, he gave so much to for the cemetery for the black people, and so much for the church. So they all had allotted land.
And when you say allotted land, is there a particular number of acres?
Yes, but I can't say exactly how much. As I told you before, I went to prayer one day and I started looking for Indian land that my folks had. And this lady came out with a big package of land. She told me, she said, she asked me, she said, well, what number are you looking for? And I told her. And she said, well, come around back here, young lady. So I went back there and she said, now I'm going to give you enough to have a headache tonight. So she gave me a lot of papers with her land.
Oh.
So I was amazed to find out. I knew they had already had, they always had told us they had land.
Yes.
But I didn't know how much.
Yeah.
But as far as they were concerned, it was just like they didn't have it because they weren't able to use it or anything.
Yes, I see. And why weren't they able to use it?
Well, because to me, at that time, well, when they first came, you know, Bonita was an all-black city. Okay, and when the whites came in, they started kind of taking over and moving people out.
Outside of the Cherokee Nation? These are white people outside of the Cherokee
Yes.
Nation? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And that's when they had that land run, because they did not have any allotments, and our folks had allotments.
Okay. Yes. And that's when they had that land run, because they did not have any allotments, and our folks had allotments.
Okay, and when the whites came in, they started kind of taking over and moving people out.
Outside of the Cherokee Nation? These are white people outside of the Cherokee
Yes.
Nation? Okay.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
And that's when they had that land run, because they did not have any allotments, and our folks had allotments. So
I see. So they just took over.
well, they started taking land and even going to getting land that didn't belong to them. I remember, it's been about 10 years ago, I guess. My nephew went to see about some of my father's land, and the attorney called and threatened him that, hey, that used to be your grandfather's land, but now it belongs to my clients, so you leave this land alone.
Oh, I see.
But you see, Indian land was not sellable unless you sold it, and it did not have taxes on it. Now, I remember on my husband's side, they pretended that this was allotted land, but they pretended it had taxes, and they had to pay those taxes or they were going to take it. They did, but Indian land is not taxable.
Yes, of course. But so did they do this to the Cherokees who were not black as well as those who were black?
I really don't know.
Okay.
Whether they did the people that were of different color. Because really and truly, at first, there were mainly Indians and people of color. You didn't see too many white people.
You didn't see too many white people.
Really and truly, at first, there were mainly Indians and people of color. You didn't see too many white people. Then after they started the land, then everyone started claiming everything.
But why did the white people want the land? Was there something on it like oil or gold or?
Yes, there was land, stuff on it, such as the property my father had had coal on it. Okay, the land where my mother had, which was down around Grand River Dam, Okay, the dam took some of this land, but there's a lot of the Caucasians that go down there for, you know, like weekends and have cabins and things there.
Yes.
So this land has become prime land now.
You mean for recreational activities?
Not only for recreation, people are moving down there and they're building homes down
I see,
there now.
because it's right on the water.
Right.
I see. So there were a number of black people, black Cherokee people, who were displaced when the whites wanted to move in because of what was on the land, like the cold and so forth. Yes. Okay.
Well, they lived before I was born. My folks lived up in further north, and I don't remember, because like I said, I wasn't born at that time. But that's where the white community is now.
I see.
And my father never sold his land, and my mother didn't either. They never sold any of the land. So we have gone up there to check on this land up around Blue Jacket. But I was waiting to try to get the CDIB, because I felt like this citizenship, they can stop us because we really don't have the real rights. But with the CDIB, we should have full rights, although I talked to Lila Uniteski the other day, and I was asking her about my CDIB. And she said, well, you're already registered, and this and that. The other. I said, yes, but I want the CDIB. So I'm supposed to have a letter coming in the mail, but so far I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it. So you feel that you can't reclaim your father's land until you have that certificate?
Right.
Okay. All right.